Welcome to Rounding Third, coming to you live from Springfield, Mass. I'm CJ Legner.
And I'm Nate Brown.
Opening day is just hours away, and the Sox are getting ready to face the defending AL champs, the Texas Rangers. The Red Sox are coming off a really disappointing season last season with a lot of injuries, and the Rangers are coming off one of their best seasons in franchise history.
That's right, CJ. The Rangers last year finished with a record of 90-72, which was good enough to win the measly AL West. However, they went on a great September and October run and found themselves squaring off against the San Francisco Giants in the World Series. They lost in 5 games, but still, as you said, it was a franchise best and a season to be remembered for sure.
The notable player losses that the Rangers had were ace pitcher Cliff Lee and Vladimir Guerrero. The notable players are C.J. Wilson, Adrian Beltre, and MVP Josh Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton last season had an extremely impressive year as he batted .359 while almost missing the entire month of September. And he also drove in 100 runs for the Rangers as he helped lead them to an impressive September and October streak. Another player that's extremely underrated for the Rangers is Michael Young, who's been an absolute workhorse for the Rangers over the past several years. He's played every position around the infield, and this year he's eyeballing the DH position. Something to point out about him is that last year he was tied for the team lead in runs scored with Josh Hamilton. Both scored 99 runs.
So, losing Cliff Lee, how big of a hole does that leave the Texas Rangers in?
It really hurts the Rangers because, you know, we're going to talk about him in a little while, but C.J. Wilson, their opening day starter today, is extremely impressive, and they have Colby Lewis as their powerhouse right-hander, but having Cliff Lee would have given them a huge 3-man front in their rotation, which would have been extremely impressive. The big factors for the Rangers are going to be who can fit into those 4 and 5 positions to really try and, you know, fill out this rotation. And they do have a couple of great options in Scott Feldman, who went 17-8 in 2009, and Brandon Webb, who, although he's been bogged down by injuries in the past couple of years, he went 22-7 in 2008.
Do you believe that the Red Sox can win the season series against the Rangers? I know with the Yankees and other AL East teams, or even AL teams.
The Rangers have shown that they have what it takes to play with contenders like the Yankees, like the Red Sox. And I think that this maybe could turn into a bit of a rivalry. I mean, 2 clubs with plenty of talent, tons of potential, great young pitching staffs. I mean, they both have lefty aces in John Lester and C.J. Wilson. And, you know, I think I wouldn't be surprised if these teams played 10 even games if it was a split right down the middle, 5 games apiece, just because, you know, on paper, it looks like they're pretty evenly matched right now.
Absolutely does. On to the Red Sox. 2010 was a pretty disappointing season, especially with all of the injuries to likes of Dustin Pedroia, Kevin Youkilis, Mike Cameron. What do you project about the 2011 season for the Red Sox?
Well, the 2011 season will hopefully have quite a few less injuries, as you know, you've mentioned so many already, and with the issues that faced Josh Beckett, Daisuke Matsuzaka, so that put a couple of holes in their rotation as well.
In 2010, the Boston Red Sox made 3 notable acquisitions to their lineup. First, Bobby Jenks of the Chicago White Sox. Secondly, Adrian Gonzalez of the San Diego Padres. And third, Carl Crawford of the Tampa Bay Rays. We have Mark Loisel live in Arlington with more.
Mark, we've got a couple questions for you. Our first of which is, what do you think of the Red Sox's new acquisitions for the 2011 baseball season?
The new acquisitions for the Red Sox are Adrian Gonzalez, Bobby Jenks, and Carl Crawford. Adrian Gonzalez, former Padres, San Diego Padres to be specific. He hit over 298, had 31 home runs and 114 RBIs, and he can play first base. He can do a lot for the team. Bobby Jenks, he had 27 saves last season. You know, closer for the White Sox for a good while, and you know, he can pitch, and you know, he might be a threat to Jonathan Papelbon down the stretch, and maybe next year he'll become the next closer for the Red Sox. And then you have Carl Crawford, former Tampa Bay Ray outfielder. He's been in the AL East for a while, so you know, he can handle that Fenway Park left field.
Has the injury bug finally left the Sox?
Now, the injury bug has affected all the Red Sox players. Most importantly, Dustin Pedroia, Kevin Youkilis, Mike Cameron, Mike Lowe. I mean, Dustin Pedroia, he hits the ball off his foot. His foot's broken for a little while. He has a little stint in his approach. He loses his contact motion and stuff like that. And then you have Uke. Uke is a phenomenal third base and first base. He's a utility guy too. He can play outfield too. So I mean, he has a lot of offer on the table. He can hit for average. He won't be injured this season though. And then you have Mike Cameron. He's getting old. That's all it is. It's old age. Same with Mike Lowe. I mean, when it comes to being 40 or 38, for baseball, that's a lot of years, and it's time to hang it up.
And finally, Mark, the ever-important question: if the Red Sox want to do some damage in the postseason, who's going to have to be the team MVP to really step up and lead this squad this year?
And 2011 team MVP, I think it goes to either Carl Crawford, Kevin Youkilis, or Adrian Gonzalez. My pick, to be honest with you, is Adrian Gonzalez. If he had the impact season that he had last year, I mean, he hit 298 with 31 home runs and 114 RBIs, so the man can play. Hats off to him, and credit is made when credit is earned.
Thank you, Mark, for the insight.
All right, and from both myself and CJ, we thank you for tuning in for today's pregame baseball show. We hope you enjoy the game. It's going to be a great matchup between John Lester and CJ Wilson, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your 2011 baseball season.
Go Sox!